Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester United Chelsea podcast. Man United podcast meets the Ballers at the Bridge podcast, where we talk all things Manchester United and we talk all things Chelsea. And as you can see from the title, people, as you can see, Liam Delap signs for Chelsea as Manchester United miss out. He chooses Chelsea over Manchester United. So we got the here we go for that. And in regards to Manchester United and Chelsea, well, Manchester United and Chelsea connections, Jadon Sancho, who just scored in the Conference League final win. Shouts to Chelsea as well, running out Conference League winners also. But yeah, Jadon Sancho, will he stay at Chelsea? Will he stay at Chelsea, or will they decide not to take up the obligation and take the 5 million penalty fee? And in regards to Manchester United, just not on the Jadon Sancho and Liam Delap sides, you got Bruno Fernandes. Will he join Al Hilal? There's reports saying Garnacho's leaving, reports saying Højlund's leaving, Cunha's already here. Will Mbeumo follow? Sorry. There's so much going on with regards to Manchester United as well. But please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United or Chelsea related, please make sure you do so. And before I bring the Chelsea lot on, big up to everyone supporting. Salute again to everybody who helped Sarcasm City TV hit 15k subscribers. But hit the like button on the video. Make sure you do that. Hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share this out across all the socials as well. At That's Me Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV, at Sarcasm City TV, at That's Me Flawless on Twitter and Instagram. So make sure you retweet and like from the Twitter, share from the Instagram, and just as important, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Hit that notification bell when you do as well. We're up to 16,000 followers, which is crazy. And big up to Rex, who's been kind enough to drop a super chat early. Says, yo, big up Flawless. Appreciate you, Rex. Thank you for the super chat as well. Big up to my guy, Gav. Shout out to Gav. Make sure you go to his channel. I was fortunate enough to be on his channel earlier on today. Gav goes in. So go check out the live stream we did earlier on today. Go subscribe to his channel. Says big up Flawless. Guys, make sure you smash the like button and give some support. Big up to Sham as well. Says new subscriber. I came from Gav Goes In stream. Big up Flawless. Big up. Appreciate it. Shout out to Warrior J. Big up. Big up to Warrior J. Shout out Todd Miller. Big up to Cornmeal in the cut as well. Sai MUFC cooling. Don't worry, man. I'm starring all the better questions as well. Big up to my guy Sheik every single time. AG as well in the building. But anyway, let me bring on the Chelsea lot as well. Some OGs on the Sarcasm City TV channel as well. Surf is in the building. Prime's in the building. What you man saying, man? You man good?
Yeah.
Good, Surf. Yeah.
All good.
Excellent. What you saying, Prime? Good. Oh, you got a cough?
Bro, listen.
Yeah, I can't shake it. So my voice is very.
Hey, yo, relax. Crazy.
What?
This guy is crazy, yo.
What?
This guy is, I have no idea, man. This guy. But what are you telling me, Prime? You good, yeah?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Listen, Chelsea, light work, man. Champions League football, win a trophy. It is what it is, man.
All right, well, we'll start there, man. Conference. You know what? Since you mentioned it, Conference League. Running out Conference League, winner thoughts on winning the Conference League. Talk to us.
Good. I'm happy. Not because of I'm seeing rivals get rattled and stuff because we won it. I was watching back again and seeing Mons and Troops get triggered and stuff like that, which is, it's weird because those two especially are also shameless about their clubs. But then again, I know what Lewis is like. He's extra shameless. But no, in reality, for me, I'm happy. Not because this shot is crazy.
And to say that man's nickname is Banana is funny for going.
Yeah, it is. Wow. No, but with I'm happy. Not because it's Conference League or anything. Because in reality, a club of Chelsea stature shouldn't be in competitions like a Conference League or Europa. However, when you're a big club like Chelsea and you happen to be in the Europa or a Conference League, you just go and win it and you get it done regardless. When Chelsea fans were crying that we weren't playing well in the group stages or, we lost a Servette in qualifying, guys, and I'm like, guys, I don't really care. We're going to win it anyway. I'm not scared of a Betis. I'm not scared of to be fair, Fiorentina was a team I didn't want to face because of De Gea, and I didn't trust us in front of goal. But with Betis, I wasn't afraid of Anthony. Isco had a great first half, like shows he still has his quality. But again, in reality, we were always going to win the game.
Wait,
I'm just
Juventus were
happy
in this
because
competition?
no Fiorentina.
Oh, I thought you said Juventus. Sorry, I was like,
No, he said
No,
Fiorentina.
okay, yeah, I meant Fiorentina. But
Sorry.
I'm happy because when we beat Forest, seeing how much it meant for the guys to like get over the line and get top four, and then seeing how much the guys are celebrating winning this Conference League now. I hope it starts to like instill a mentality amongst these young players, amongst Maresca and the club as a whole. Seeing everybody celebrate and show what it means. Hopefully, then it means we can go and push on next season. A title push, win another trophy, because our record domestically at Wembley has been poor in like how many years, 5, 6, whatever years it is. That needs to get corrected next season. It has to get corrected next season. And also, it shows that the standard that we are trying to uphold our club to, it shows that when you look at Arsenal and how they don't have a standard amongst their fans, that's how you allow bullshit to happen. And you go 5 years without any trophy at all. You can go 22 years without a major trophy when you don't have standards amongst your club or amongst the fan base. When we had a dip this season, Chelsea fans still stuck to the standard of we must get top four, we must win this Conference League. And the players, Maresca, the manager, they delivered at the end of the day. So I'm happy for what this could mean going forward in the future. And also, yeah, flawless 15K, Sarcasm C, congratulations. I know we're gonna have the Q&A party, I guess, eventually. But
Next,
yeah, gonna be
yeah, at some point. At some point, we will probably maybe Friday soon. I'm trying to pattern it because I'm not even done next week's schedule. But yes, definitely there will be a 15K proper, especially with the season now, proper actual party where we get to questions from the chat. It's nothing serious, and we just running jokes and just drinking.
that's good because there's not been a Q&A since I don't think there's a Q&A after Spurs won their Europa League. There's not been a Q&A now that Chelsea have won our conference. So there's 3 things to celebrate now, which is amazing. And also,
well,
I was going back.
I'm doing a Q&A tomorrow. Doing a Q&A tomorrow after the
cool. So we can celebrate. Jez and I can celebrate our wins. So there's also I was going through the archives. Do you guys want to know a fun fact? When Ten Hag got sacked and Amram got appointed, that what was a 3-4 day span? That was when this channel hit 13K.
What was it?
So in 6 months, we've achieved our target, 15K. Because
because I remember. Sorry to cut you off. I remember celebrating hitting 13K on a post and also saying Ten Hag got sacked, which I'm so still happy about. But that's a whole different thing.
I was going through the art because I made something for Mud Brothers Monday. Because you guys are not Monday when you guys lost. I made something for the following Mud Brothers for to laugh at United fans and to laugh at Sheik, and I was going through the archives of when Ten Hag got appointed or Amram got appointed, and Sheik went on a channel and actually congratulated you before he started talking about Amram and what we expect and the standards. So I'm just saying we reached our target and United didn't reach theirs, but we're both 15. So it is what it is.
Sarah's the number 15 following man around. Sarah, what's your thoughts on winning the Conference League? 15 good in one side, not so good in the other. But actually, you know what? If this Bruno deal goes through, fucking phenomenal. Sorry, go on. Absolutely fun.
Yeah,
big up Ahmed as well.
I think it was a listen. At halftime, I wasn't very happy because we played rubbish in that first half. Absolute rubbish. Probably the worst performance I've seen us all season, really, in my opinion. Lucky not to be 2-0 down at halftime, in my opinion, as well. But credit to the boys. Credit to Maresca for kicking himself and them up the arse and showing the mentality that's happened throughout the last few games of the season to achieve Champions League football. I have no problem with them celebrating on Sunday, last day of the season, when they achieve something. I have a problem when someone celebrates on the 27th league game of the season. Do you know what I mean? And they're like, taking photos in the crowd and stuff like that. So I have no problem. And yes, and the other day they won a trophy. Why can't they celebrate winning a trophy? When did this become like you're not allowed to celebrate winning a trophy these days. It's all everyone talks about standards and about trophies, but yet you're not allowed to celebrate a trophy. So when do you actually allowed to celebrate a trophy? Not after you lift it. When are you supposed to? When's the cut-off point? Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I can't believe they were dancing in the dress. You can't believe that a private video got sent out from a dressing room. What do you mean? What did you expect them to do? Sit there and just like shake each other's hands and, you know, pat each other on the back and go, good job, old boy, you know, and then move on from there. No, I think it's important. Mourinho has always credited his 2 stints at Chelsea of winning the League Cup first time around for that group of players to get a winning feeling into there, you know, and that's what I hope it stays in their minds. Then, you know, do you want to, you know, do you like this feeling? You know, do you want to have more of this? You know, especially like Maresca and stuff like that. And you know, credit to the players for buying in and working with Maresca and him building that mentality, because I don't think last year we would have won this competition if we were in it. I've got to be honest with you.
Really? You don't think you could have just individual brilliant your way to it?
I don't know. Maybe I think we might crumble if Poch was in charge or something like that.
We would have lost this final with Poch.
Yeah, I don't think the mentality's there. And you know, people stepped up. You know, obviously Palmer stepped up. Jackson scored. Hold that. More clutch in finals than Thierry Henry, so he can hold that over. It's true. It's a true factual statement.
I didn't say it's not true. It is a true fact. But you know what? It's also just hilarious. That's what
it's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's mad. It's mad. It's hilarious and mad. You know, Cole Palmer getting those 2 assists. Enzo Fernandez had a great season, rounded it off. Jadon Sancho. Don't know if it's going to be his last goal or something like that.
We'll talk about Sancho shortly. Yeah.
And then Caicedo at the end. And yeah, it was all good. All good. I like I said, I equate this to a European League Cup. So I'll celebrate it. I'll shamelessly say we won it all because it's still factual. But you know, I'm not going to be here in 6 months' time like going, oh yeah, we won the Conference League. I'm just hoping it's used more in terms of a starting point, a building block to win more things, for them to go, hey, you like that little cup there? Why don't you? Well, you got a chance to win some big cups. Do you know what I mean? You're in Champions League next season. I'm not here to make up the numbers in the Champions League. I'm not here to listen to. I couldn't care about the theme tune of the Champions League at Stamford Bridge. It doesn't really bother me at all. Do you know what I mean? I'm not here to.
You're not gonna cry when you hear the theme at the bridge.
No, we might play Real Madrid and Barcelona. I couldn't care less. I really can't. Give me, you know, I like I say, give me finish top 8, finish top 24. Couldn't care. Get on this run and let's get going, because I want to win a 3rd UCL and I want to do well in the Premier League. That's the next building steps for this team. And you know, credit to all of them. And you know, all those people had it was silent from portions of the Chelsea fan base for us, because they had spend the time deleting drafts on Sunday and Wednesday. So
I'm guessing for not finishing, because you finished top 5 and because you won the Conference League.
Yeah, they had their things at half time. They were waiting, you know, had to delete their drafts, and you know.
No, but Surfer, now the narrative is Maresca's done what I expected now. That's the narrative now. Yeah, he's achieved the minimum. When that wasn't the minimum a few months ago.
Yeah, the minimum. You know. The minimum. Yeah, sure.
Why can't people just call it when they say, hey, you know what? I called it wrong. Why can't people just say, hey, you know what? Salute that man. Like, he did better than that.
They can't.
Because if you lot would have finished 6th and lost the betters, I know the conversations that would have happened.
You would have heard them for. They'd be still talking about it now. Do you know what I mean? They'd be still on it all summer. It'd be all summer. Why? We told you. But now
also, Maresca spoke on because Chelsea fans have been talking about Reece. Why is he not playing every game? Oh, Maresca spoke after the game to Joe Cole. I would love to play Reece every game, but I can't because of his fitness. This is the most Reece has been fit in the last 2-3 years. I'm paraphrasing, but basically what he said. The most has been fit the past 3 years. We're basically building his fitness, and like, you know, but people just love to complain and just be negative. But like, the players have now given you something to get behind. If you still don't like Maresca, that's fine. But you said we can't give us something to back. They've given you something to back. Get behind the guy, like the guys, because they're now going to a Club World Cup where they've, just won a trophy. There's a feel-good factor. I'm not saying we'll win the Club World Cup, but like with most of the teams that are in it, we're capable of beating. Get to the quarters and then let's see what happens.
First, Ahmed, what you saying, man? Or color coordinated? I see you shining over there. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. You know what I mean?
Shining.
Man?
You know what I'm saying? Shining.
Hey, rich boy Clarence hired a stylist, man. Let's go.
Listen, man.
Yo,
it's good.
Shining over there in the red and the peach. I see you. What you saying?
Much appreciated, man. I'm doing good, man. It's good to have 2 eyes now instead of 1, which is much appreciated as well. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? What happened?
I had like 3 do you not know? I was like red for 3 weeks or something. Like,
what do you mean you was wait, whoa. What do you mean you was blind for 3 weeks?
I had a really bad inflammation. I have an autoimmune condition that I was not aware about until 2 days ago. So
so what were you like partially like blinded in one eye?
It's really basically very blurry in one eye, but like obviously my
blurry in one eye. All right, so you had blurred vision.
He got pink eye flawless. One of his mates farted on his pillow and he got pink eye. I've got.
Are you good now? Before we start cracking jokes.
Yeah, I'm good. Like I actually have to take like steroids every hour of my eye, like until it's gonna get reduced after 7 weeks.
But you can see fully now. Is your vision back? Are you good now?
Really perfectly now, yeah. I'm back to 100%.
Thank God for that. You can't just casually say, "Yeah, I was black." What would you mean? Like, whoa. I had no idea.
Man. Yeah, but listen, man. I had to cut it off, HA, man. I was getting annoying, man. It was too long now. So I like to be clean shaven anyway. Clean shaven is the best. But as they say, man, listen.
Hey yo, oh my God.
That's nothing AO about that, bro.
Yeah, no, I know. No, because I know what you. I never mind.
Just airballing. But Ahmed, your thoughts. We haven't spoken. Conference League. Where do you class the win before we get to Maresca and top 5?
As I've said many a time before, yeah. When it comes to the Conference League, you know what I mean. And I'll be very honest. I'm content with winning it. I always said it's the Conference League, lads. You've heard me say that before. The thing that mattered to me, much like as I agree with Surfer, was
I've heard you say that on watch-alongs for the Conference League. You said it's the Conference League, lads. I've heard that.
See, I've literally said that. I literally, people do not. I'm so unserious on those streams. Yeah, I am so unserious on those streams.
Yo, this guy is the worst, yo. We are one of the worst human beings. Just effing. Yo.
Listen, I am genuinely so unserious.
I'll conference watch-along say, yeah, this is.
Listen. I am so unserious on those watch-alongs. I was literally playing games on those watch-alongs.
Yeah, that is true.
You know what I mean? I'm not. For me, and I always say this here, and I always put like this here. The Conference League for me was meant to be the side mission that needed to be completed by the players to help them get a taste of glory. Right, that's the one thing we were talking about last season. We kind of wanted that for the players when we were in the Carabao Cup final, and then in the semi-final, obviously, we weren't able to get through to that. But that was the thing we were aiming for. One thing that I've spoken about many a time before. When you're trying to do this model thing where you're trying to grow the youth and then getting them into the level where they can become champions, there has to be a stage where they win something. You know what I mean? There has to be a stage within that development. They win something, and then they get that taste for it, and then they want to go for it again. Right, so I think hopefully that's what the Conference League can be for the team. They were very happy about it. Obviously, it was a poor first half, but I was not worried about it. I was like, second half, boys, bring on Reece James. The game's the game after that, man. And he saw that 4-1. It was a good goal. We saw Jackson scam a goal. We scored Sancho, give it a goodbye goal too. It's very happy about that, man. And,
Sancho goodbye goal. We'll get back to that. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, Sancho goodbye goal. And listen, man, big up to our boy Caicedo for getting a goal, man. Happy for him. But listen, 4-1. Happy about that. Now we've won it all, as we say before. Conference League in the bag, game to game. Now let's get onto get onto these sensational signings in the next 3 weeks. Let's get some deals done. Let's get some dopamine in the bloodstream, lads. And you know what I'm saying? Club World Cup, here we come, baby. You know what I mean? That's it, man.
Yeah.
Go on. Did you start it off? Get to the signings. We'll go there. Go on, Ahmed. Kick it off, man. Whichever side, Liam Delap.
I'm happy with that.
Before we get on to the signings, can I just say, it's good that Chelsea got to face the mighty Shamrock Rovers in the Conference League, but I don't want to face each other again in this competition, bro. Unless it's Champions League or Europa, where you shouldn't face each other again. That'll be well.
All right, buddy. All right, buddy.
Yeah, sure, buddy. Go on, yeah, man. Get to the sign.
Listen, man. Listen, man. You know, one thing I know that. Listen, if you were to ask my fellow Chelsea members,
yo, you free to stay serious, man. As a trio, man.
You know,
I just looked at you three. I was like, you three as a trio is just not serious.
It's like,
this is a serious panel.
You know what us we are. Us we are the start of a bad joke. You know, three guys walk into a bar. You know what I mean? And then it goes on from there. That's what it goes on from. Yeah, just like that.
Oh shit! You do that.
Nah, you know what? Us three are. You know what we are? We're Chelsea's Conference League team. We're not serious, bro. Let's just play, bro. It's not serious. No one cares.
yeah, bro.
No one. Shamrock High. Hey, shut up, Lewis. Shut up, Lewis.
Oh,
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah. Listen.
Shut up, Lewis. You were shook at 1-1, bro. You were shook at 1-1. Relax.
Big up Lewis. He said Shamrock. Hi. Big up Flawless, the panel in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to my bro, Carefree Lewis. Make sure.
You didn't have
and
to say
yo,
like
lot, there's just under 100 people in here. Let's get up to 80 likes, people. Let's get up to 80 likes. Make sure you do so and subscribe to the Clips channel. Sarcasm City TV Clips, people. That Prime run. He does all the edits over there. So me and Prime jointly running, but Prime puts in most of the legwork over there in regards. Sarcasm City TV Clips road to 150 subscribers. Links in the title, people. Yeah, go on, man. Say what you were saying.
Someone said it right. Someone said it right in the chat. If you ever, I'm not going to spoil it, but if you've seen the Thunderbolts, that we're them. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Yeah.
You know, listen, man. Talking about transfers, obviously, one thing I know all my other Chelsea panelists understand is that we're gonna have to do a lot of transfers really quickly now because obviously Club World Cup is coming up, and I think the club understands that we need to get a lot of our signings in for the Club World Cup, right? So I think in terms of like just a news-wise and stuff, just transfer happening, a lot of stuff is gonna probably be happening the next week or two where we're trying to get deals done. Obviously, the first one that's going over the line is Delap, and I'm quite happy with Delap. £30 million. I think he's a really no-brainer. He solves an archetype issue we've had, which is like a guy that can be in the good box presence, can head the ball effectively. You know, as I've heard before, no IQ now, loves to put in across. You can finally head the ball there. You know what I mean? Hopefully now it's not going to be Cucurella. You know what I mean? Heading the ball. You know what I mean? And hopefully we're not crossing the ball to the ghost of Drogba. You know what I mean? The ghost of Anelka is not trying to get on the end of a head up. You know what I mean? That's not got it. You know. So listen, in general, I'm happy with Delap, but I think with Delap, I always say if you're gonna bring in Delap, I need another brother of him. And I think the way the club is moving, it's looking like that guy's gonna probably be an TK and then maybe a Gilchrist. But either way, but I'm happy with Delap as a signing. But we need to get a number 2 too, and the club is, I feel like, also going in for him as well.
Did you say a number 2? What did you say?
Another, maybe I did. I don't know.
Did you say number 2?
Maybe I did.
What?
I actually don't know.
You don't know what he said, man. It's Ahmed.
I don't know what I said at the end. You know,
excited. You lot finished top 4, got a trophy, and made a signing in the lap. He's gassed and I look at and linked obviously with another striker. You lot linked with Gyökeres. You lot always link. But Server, where do you stand with the lap signing? It, don't like it? Is it the lap, like Ahmed said, you need in addition? Does he improve you? Box presence, which people have mentioned yourself, like regular about your attackers crossing the ball, as Ahmed said to the ghost of Drogba. Floor's yours.
The ghost of Drogba, man.
That's what he said in the past. Yeah, he said.
I like the signing, but to quote my South African friends, this man is raw as a striker. So, you know, I don't want to be taken into context. Raw.
Which South African friends do you have? Which South African friends do you have, Surfer?
That's my business, not yours. It's no, but I think it's a good deal. I think it's an obvious deal. Pretty easy deal to wrap up. I think he is good at this moment in time. Cat looks to be very good. He's a bully. He's physical in the box. I don't know about his heading ability yet. I didn't really see much at Ipswich, but he does better movement in the box, provide a challenge for central defenders, a distraction, a chance for other players to do something more, be a target, work off. And yeah, I think it's a very, very good signing. It's not a risk. It's 30 million in these days. It's not a risk. Amazingly, I can only see upside to this at this point. Is it a sign? He's an addition to me, not a solution. He's not the solution to our striking options. Signing Delap does not mean we're one of the favourites for the league. It doesn't mean that at all. It's sort of a lateral move. It's an option as well. So that's also good. No, I 22 years old. I think he's got all the tangibles. I think he's got everything you could in a young striker. I think if every club had their choice to sign a number 2, a young striker, he would be it.
That's why I wanted him. That's why I'm not disappointed, but I think we missed out for those reasons.
Well, on a side note, I do believe though, if you'd won the Europa League, I do believe he probably would have gone to you because you're up north. You're up north. You know, he wanted to return to a bit up north. I don't know. I think you're more in the, you would have been more in the race, obviously, because you got Champions League football. But maybe not, because like you said, when you say people want to move up north, Newcastle are in for him, and they're in the Champions League, and he didn't want to go there. So, and he probably had,
Yeah, I thought he was from South, but I started.
No, he's Manchester. He's Manchester, isn't he? He's lived in Rory Delap's a Stoke. Rory Delap lived in Stoke for all those years.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like in regards to where he grew up, where he was born, and where he grew up.
I just read the stories that
I presumed it was South, but I could be wrong. So I'm going to carry on.
But hey, maybe that's wrong. Maybe that was wrong. Then they got it. Well, they obviously got it wrong because he chose a Southern club, so they obviously got that wrong. So, yeah, it's very good. It's a good piece of business early. Get it done like literally. It's a good like momentum. You know, win on Sunday, win on Wednesday, tie up this transfer a few days later. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if he's going to. I don't think he's going to appear at the Club World Cup because he's in the under-20s. Or if he does, it'll be very later in the tournament if we progress. But no, I think very good. And I don't believe this will be the only striker. I know people, they're trying to bring up things that, they might go in for another. I think we're going in for another. I think that, I know he scored on Wednesday, but that thing in the second half with Jackson where he just like he overran it with that touch, and then
that touch was crazy.
You know what was crazy, Flawless and Surf? I know you're talking, bro, but like he didn't touch the hamstring gimmick, bro. Oh my god,
he's jumping around. He's jumping around.
Come on for him. Yeah. No, that was like
I think that maybe not even then. Maybe the thing at Newcastle, I think that went into their head and. Or maybe just like even before he got injured, that they thought we can't miss this. We got Champions League, but we should be comfortable Champions League always qualifying. And I think it's like we need more options. We didn't back our manager properly, and we're gonna back him. Whether people like the options or not, I've got to be honest with you. My personal pick's Osimhen, but that's never going to happen. I don't know. I think Gyökeres and Delap are nearly like the same profile. They're just different ages. And I haven't really watched Etikite that much, but Frankfurt strikers don't have a good record when they leave Frankfurt. So it's and also his price is crazy, 84 million or something. It's like, I don't know, but I think it's a good start. We'll see what they do going forward. But yeah. He can't be to round this off. What I'm going to say, he can't be the only striker signing. If it's the only striker signing, then no Chelsea fan can ask this team for a title challenge. Just come.
All right, man. You stand with Delap. Talk to us.
We actually had a conversation about Delap on Mudville. What Surfer is saying about him is right as a player. He is talented and stuff, but like he's not my first choice. He wasn't my preference to come to the club because I was still under the assumption that Jackson would probably end up staying. But if Jackson is going to leave,
Jackson been linked with a move away?
Yeah,
I didn't know.
About him wanting to leave and stuff like that, or maybe not. There's something about him not being assured of like his playing time or starting time or whatever. So if he's gonna go and we're gonna get another striker, then I guess I'm okay with Delap. It just depends on who the striker is that we bring in. If it's like an Etatike or something, then I'm not that happy with those two options. But if it's an Osimhen or even Gyökeres, then perfect. Those two will be fine going into the season if we're trying to challenge. Especially if we sign Osimhen and he has to go off the AFCON for a month. Delap will be a good replacement to play.
True. Good deputy.
The thing is for me, before I let Prime continue, I think signing a Delap kind of puts you out the race for Osimhen, I'll be honest with you. Because essentially you've got two similar archetypes in my opinion at the very least.
No?
I disagree. They're not similar.
Cool.
I disagree.
In terms of the job you want them to do, they'll both do that job for you, no? Would you not say so? Obviously, one is a lot worse off than the other one in terms of quality and also the level that he's at right now. But obviously,
what do you mean the job you want them to do?
So I think being a good aerial threat, being able to drive with the ball, and that sort of thing. No, they both can do that job. That's basically what their archetypes usually do. No.
Well, no, because Delap's not the best. I'm not saying he's not a good aerial threat, but he's not an Osimhen level of an aerial threat. And also, Osimhen doesn't drive with the ball.
No, but that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, obviously, he's not not a one-to-one of Osimhen, but he's very they both play very similarly. But Osimhen obviously much better.
They don't. There are certain things that are similar, and there's other things that are different. Osimhen can't pick up the ball and drive like Delap can. However, Gyökeres can drive with the ball like Delap. But Gyökeres is not good in the air like Delap is good in the air. So with those two like big strikers, Delap has similar traits to both, and he has traits that those two strikers don't have. So that's the point I'm trying to make. That whichever one of the main two that we get, the Delap will be able to give us some sort of a different sort of option. If we get a Gyökeres, at least Delap is good in the air. If we get a Osimhen, at least we have someone like Delap who can actually pick up the ball and drive and force something in that option. So yeah, we'll see.
Yes. Go on.
Yeah, I just hope we end up getting someone big. Because if it's someone like Etatike or something, I'm not happy with those two. I'm not.
So you think Delap's a good signing, but in regards to you're looking like Surfer said, it has to be in addition with someone else. So if you go get like a certified gunman, you're like, all right, cool, he's first choice. Then you have Delap as the second option. Depending on what happens with Jackson, obviously Jackson can play out wide as well. No, that's fair enough.
Yeah, because my worry was the reason why I wanted because my thing with the Europa League final, I was saying that my hope was that United would go get Delap so that we could just end up getting Osimhen, because I didn't want the thing of we signed Delap and then we go through the window and don't sign anyone else if Jackson's staying, or we end up signing someone like an Etatike, who I believe Delap's better than. Then it's a thing of like Delap, yes, fine, Delap may have potential in 2-3 years to bang, but like right now, especially with the Conference League UN and getting top 4 and the feel good factor and everyone being confident, we're on the cusp of doing something, and I don't want to stall that by not having a striker that's ready to get us there.
What's that?
I think for me, if I'm just looking at obviously I think what Prime is saying ideally about the type of guys to bring in. I hate Prime, and probably I would agree with Prime in general, of course. But I think the problem, as I always say in life or in football, one thing I've learned when it comes to pills to swallow is reality, and then there's expectation, right? Reality-wise, it seems that the club wants to get Ekitike and Delap, and I think the backup for Ekitike is Gyökeres. It would seem in my eyes, right?
That's mad, isn't it?
That's not really a match in my personal opinion. But
on a side note, us, Liverpool, and Arsenal have Gyökeres as a backup to their alternative strikers.
This is
it's bonkers. If you actually just read the top headline to think about, like, it is bonkers. And I don't see Man United signing Osimhen if his wages are still in demand, because I think they're trying to lower the wage bill from what I'm reading. That's why they're not matching. That's why they want to get rid of Bruno for one of the reasons, to get his wages off the thing. There's 300k and Rashford's 300k and stuff.
Hey,
Sancho's 250, isn't he? Sancho's 250 as well.
If you add those three players, that's like, with who's already left, that's like 1.5 million.
Right, and if someone would take him, Mount, that's another 250 off the wage bill. Casemiro, yeah, so
you have Luke Shaw.
I don't think he earns. Does he earn a lot, Luke Shaw?
He earns
200k. He earns 200k. I'm assuming he might earn 200k.
It could be £1.99 and it's too much.
Man said it's £1.99.
Whatever it is,
man said he's a bag and chips. He's too much for it, man. He's worth a bag and chips.
Tesco meal deal, man, could be $3.75 per week. He gets paid. It's too much.
God.
No, I hear it. It costs a lot to feed Luke Shaw. I hear it.
Well, it's
but I think that's what surprises. I think I'm personally not surprised about Gyökeres, by the way, like being number 2. But at least before I get to that point, just going back to the striker point, the thing that's the way they're moving. I think again, as with Chelsea stuff, I think maybe over the weekend, maybe early next week, you'll probably find out what the club is going to do.
Well, Delap's medical is Monday, so Delap's medical is. So that's happening there. There's also the special transfer window from the 1st to the 10th, obviously, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There is. I'm just, the thing about Etiquette. I haven't watched a lot of him, but and I know it's not people. It's not your money. That's 80 million pounds. Is that's like
that's a hefty price, man. It's a hefty price.
To me, in a striker, when you spend big on a striker, that's ready to. Big money is ready to go. Do you know what I mean? It's like day one, it's there. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and also they're going about opportunity, but how does that make sense if Osimhen and Gyökeres are cheaper? Do you know what I mean? I know his wages will probably not be that much.
Said it.
But, wages.
I think in particular with Osimhen, I think it is. The wages.
So
I get that, but like I think, I also think that you could take Osimhen's wages down a little bit, and also like we're in Champions League. If we stay in there and continue to win things, like he's going to make back. Like it's worth having him on if you're winning.
I agree. You know, I just don't think they're going to do it though. Price.
But the thing is, guys,
I think they're going to like.
Let me hit the counter quickly, Prime. I'm going to hit you counter, Prime. I'm going to hit you counter quickly, It's still on your same thought process, by the way. But like, I hear you saying maybe he can reduce his wages. But I think the question is becoming, I don't know what he's demanding right now. I'll be honest with you. Maybe you know, I don't know anything about it. But like, even if he reduces what he's demanding, are clubs still willing to go for that? That's the question you got to ask yourself.
But he's not demanding. He's not demanding what
Haas last comment. It's nothing, just like save it. That's all. Haas last comment.
Oh yeah, I got you 100%. Before you man carry on, big up to Zir for the raid every single time. You lot make sure you subscribe to Zir Talks. Make sure you lot do that as well. And big up to Daniela and everyone else who's come over from Gav Goes In channel. So if you're a new subscriber from Gav's channel, big up. And I need everyone. Gav, Manchester United content creator that I worked with earlier on today. So I did a live stream with him. So go to his channel. His YouTube channel, people, Gav Goes In. I need all of you lot to head over to his channel and go hit the like button on the video that I did with him and subscribe to his channel as well. I'm going to share it to the community page also. But yeah, Gav Goes In. He's a United fan, good fan. You know what I'm saying? Good content creator as well. So make sure you lot head over there and go support, man. For real.
Also, for the United fans, Gav. Sorry, wait, I just want to. No, I know. It's not off.
I'm leaving for 1 second. I'm leaving for 1 second. I'm just going to get eye drops quickly, yeah? 1 sec, bro.
Yeah, do your thing, man.
Okay. And for the United fans that are here,
I thought he said he's like leaving the stream and he had to ask him a question.
I thought he was going to say something. But yeah, no.
I thought he had to like. He was like, I need to ask private question.
You know what? Flawless this really is our Conference League front three, bro. What the hell?
This guy Ahmed is literally a Family Guy character.
That was the worst cutaway.
That was like Prime, I need to, because I'm leaving.
You could have just said, "Yo, I'm just putting out my eye drops." Yeah. Said, "Yeah." Cool.
Sorry, go on, Prime.
For the United fans that are here from Gav's channel, I don't know what your thoughts are. Do you guys love Bruno? You don't love Bruno? You want him gone to Al Hilal? But there is a video on the Clips channel from an Al Hilal fan, Zir, talking about that transfer. So check that one out if you guys want.
Yeah,
Sarcasm TV. Let's check that out.
Yeah,
I guess
what your camera's still. He can't even hear.
Why don't you turn his camera off? What? Why don't you turn it off? For Christ's sake!
I removed him. It's cool, man. This guy. I don't want him. I was like, yo, let me just remove him just in case. You good, Ahmed? Yeah, write a comment in the private chat so I know you're good. Ahmed, write a comment in the private chat so I know you're good.
Nah, but what I was trying to say about
a mess. It's a mess. This guy.
Fuck's sake, man. This is what we get when we play Tyreek George in the Conference League, man. Anyways,
what happened?
No,
you left your camera on.
Because you had your camera on, I didn't know what you was doing, so I thought, let me remove you just in case. You might have been doing something private or something.
Oh no, I was doing the eye drop. I just said
we know you were doing the eye drop, but your camera was on. And then your brother walked in.
I also seen someone else.
I just get him to put it in for me. That's all. It's not
hey, yo, relax. Hey, that's
it was just by the way after because I didn't know what was going on. I was like, let me just remove you. Just
my bad.
By the way, after that Ayo comment, go subscribe to Gab Goes In just after that Ayo comment. That's all good.
Hey, Gab Goes In. That's awesome, Ayo. But anyways, what I was trying to say, shout out Gab. What I was trying to say is that with this whole Ahmed stuff, I've lost. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Get to that. I get to that. Yeah.
Big up to Alan X, man, for the super chat. Appreciated Alan. He says, Osimhen has one great season for teams outside of Turkey. Rest of them, he averages 13 league goals. Scored over 20 in all comps twice. Bum, stay in Turkey. Damn, that is strong words. Here the thing is,
I agree, Alex.
What I'd say, I don't think he's a bum. I think that's too harsh to say. I think he'll definitely score goals wherever he's at. And with the wages, I think I'll have to lower them because you don't have options like that. You don't want to stay in Turkey, it seems.
He doesn't want to go to Saudi.
He don't want to go to Saudi. There's only a handful of clubs that can afford. Right. Let's say he was willing to reduce his wages to 200k. Let's say that hypothetically, or 250. Yeah. There's only a handful of clubs that can do that. United being one of them, Chelsea being one of them, Arsenal being one of them. There's very few clubs that offer you that amount that can take out the Premier League sides. Who else? Barca, Real Madrid don't need it. Italy, there's no money there like that.
My response to this guy, sorry to interrupt me, is like, yeah, you can say he's done it in Turkish league, but hasn't he like broke records or something like that? I've seen many strikers go to the Turkish league and not break records.
He's the top goal scorer in that league. He is the top goal scoring. He's the top goal scoring foreign player for Galatasaray.
I mean,
also in the Serie A, he is the top goal scoring African player.
Right.
Yeah,
and African is great. I've played in that league.
In Serie A, he's put up, these are good numbers. 10 and 24, 14 and 27, 26 and 32, 15 and 25.
So
15 and 25, he was injured.
Well,
yep.
So imagine he played like 34, 35 games. He's probably getting 20 goals.
The only even the year before they won the title, the Serie A, they were actually supposed to win it that season, but because he got injured, Napoli then fell off. Like, people don't watch Napoli. I've been watching them because I watch him. Napoli's teams haven't necessarily always been great. Like, the year they won the league, it was Osimhen, Kvaratskhelia, and Gisa in midfield, and they had Spalletti as their manager. Like, that's mainly what their team had. Like, look at this season, Napoli are winning the Serie A, and they've got McTominay and stuff in midfield. Like,
I think he turns.
If you have a great manager, you can win. Sorry, if you have a great manager, you can win the Serie A. But with Osimhen, what I wanted to say is that with the wage stuff, like, I think you can get the wages down. Like, because people are going off last year, but people are just forgetting, or maybe people don't know, is that part of why, or a big reason why it was difficult, it was because of Osimhen's agent, who he has fired once the window ended last summer, and De Laurentiis trying to price Chelsea out of the deal because they wanted him to go to Saudi because Osimhen's agent and De Laurentiis, like the transfer fee would have been bigger, meaning Osimhen's agent would have got a bigger cut of the deal. That's why they wanted him to go there to price Chelsea out. But now, I don't think it's going to be necessarily that big of a deal. I think you can like negotiate him down, and also besides with the way Chelsea do things with the incentives and the wages and stuff. Like so long as we're playing Champions League, we're winning trophies and stuff, we're challenging. You'll make back your money with the goal bonuses he'll get. You'll make back your money.
It's a great incentive. It's a great incentive. Help the team win, maintain, always been in the Champions League, and then your wages don't go down. How about that?
Exactly. But my thing
I don't
is,
think it's happening still. But...
Again, I still have hope in it. But there's a conversation. The thing I kept saying, what Flora said, is the thing I was saying to people last year. Because they kept telling me, why aren't other big clubs in for him? But when you look at the big clubs, what last summer it was Højlund's. Did you buy Højlund last summer? Or the summer before?
No, it's the season before.
23.
Okay, so it was Højlund's first year at Man United, which you had spent 72-ish mil on him
72.
the summer before, and you had also spent big money on Anthony the summer you bought Højlund, right?
No, Anthony was the season before. Anthony was
before
the
Højlund.
season.
Oh, okay, cool. So, but you had just spent big money on a striker the year before. City had Haaland and Alvarez at that point. Arsenal were still trying to do this weird thing like Havertz, which they're still doing. When you look at the teams in Europe, Real Madrid were trying to get Mbappe for the longest time. Barca had Lewandowski. Bayern had Kane. Juve have Vlahovic. The big clubs in Europe already had their big striker, so they didn't need to spend it on Osimhen. Chelsea wanted to sign him. We had the free run. He wanted to come to Chelsea, and the deal didn't get done for the reasons that I've said. But now we still have a free run at him. I think, again, unfortunately, this deal could go to the final stages because he's there.
I don't think they want that. I don't think they want that.
Listen, I don't think Chelsea want him. And I hear it. Anyone that dyes his hair on the top, we gotta ask questions. Then
You mean like Caicedo in the cup one?
Yeah, man.
Anyone that was
only colours one part of their head. You know what I mean?
One part of their head. All right,
cool. Embracing the proper Chelsea and that. All right.
You gotta do. Listen. We know what I say about when you color your hair, you gotta go all in. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Don't go one part. You gotta go all in. He didn't go all in, so you know what I mean. At Chelsea, want 100% commitment. So, but on a serious note. But on a serious note, I just think reality.
You absolute jerk, man. That's what you are.
On a serious note, right? When it comes to Osimhen, listen, I would love to have the player. I just don't know. I just don't think the club, in my personal opinion, is willing to pay his finances. I think the thing of him, even if he does reduce his wages, I think he would probably still be asking for a higher initial fee without the bonus. Does that make sense? So again, you're still in a scenario where the club is still trying to do the little debating about what that's going to be. Can they still do that? Are they willing to do that? Right? And
I don't think they want to do the last minute incoming things like they did last season. For what we're hearing, they want to get deals wrapped up either before the Club World Cup or very quickly around it. So
I think that's what it is with Delap, because it was either reported or maybe Joey said it, because Joey's usually spot on with Chelsea stuff in terms of who we're linked to and stuff like that. Joey said something about first of all, he mentioned Jackson, us selling him 2-3 months ago. Yeah. And Joey said recently that we will sign a striker before the Club World Cup, and then we'll get another one during the actual window. So if you don't think it's going to be Osimhen, do you think we end up signing Gyökeres?
I don't know. They seem from reports, they're pretty set on Etiquette, don't they?
I think the thing for me is you need a striker for the Club World Cup, by the way. I think realistically,
we do. We can't trust Jackson.
Yeah. And
No,
the thing
but
is,
no.
and the
But
thing
the
is,
problem,
Delap
he's
is
going to
going
the under-20s World Cup. He won't be
That's
here
what I'm
till
saying.
the
Yeah.
whole thing.
So that's what I'm saying to you. Ekitike
You
is
think he's still going?
I do. Yeah, I think he's going.
Yeah. I think they want. I think they want Delap for the experience to actually go to under-20 World Cup.
Doesn't FA have jurisdiction when it comes to tournaments like that? I thought they were able to.
And
like...
plus, Tuchel has also said that any English player that doesn't go to the under-21 World Cup will not be considered, right? So he definitely for sure is going to go to.
Tuchel said that.
Yes, Tuchel said that already. That's what I'm saying. So
Wow.
that's why we know Delap is probably going there already. So
you also picked Henderson and Madueke in his squad, so you know
right. That's what I'm saying. Ekitike, in my personal opinion. Listen, that's why in my personal opinion, Ekitike probably is going to happen a lot faster, right? Or if it's going to be not him, then Gökmen is going to happen a lot faster because you need that guy in for the actual Club World Cup.
So we don't have a striker then. Cool.
No, we're gonna have to fast forward a striker.
I know, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Because listen, Jackson scored, but let's take off the glasses from the final. That's criminal, bro. He didn't even get. The thing is, right?
He couldn't miss that. He couldn't even miss that, bro. He couldn't miss that.
No, it's not even that. I wouldn't have been as angry if he got the one-on-one and missed, but you didn't get to the one-on-one. How do you fuck up going to a one-on-one, bro?
I really feel like, I genuinely feel like that summed up, his career at Chelsea so far. I'll be so honest, bro. It sums it up too easy, bro. Like, you know what was funny? I remember when I was watching him in Newcastle for his first year of preseason, and he hit that thing 1v1. I was like, damn, you've got a striker. 2 years later, against Adrian, you know what I mean? And he does that, man. He's heartbreaking.
The thing is, he scored, right? And then he started playing better. Like doing it, there was I think it was a corner and stuff. He defended well and started off a counter. He was doing well after he scored, and then you mess up that chance to get a 1v1, and then you're feigning that you have an injury to come off, bro. That's just
This is funny. DJ, we all know DJ Sav. And it's from Vince, so you got to take a pinch of salt. But Vince Vince tweeted that Man United may make a surprise summer move for Nicholas Jackson.
No way!
United are not that. United have done stupid things. They're not that stupid.
No, you can't go and get Nicholas Jackson.
No, hey, Ray Allen, I know Jackson's started football, but these are all the excuses and stuff that we've used for Jackson. I still don't think Jackson's bad. I think he will develop and be good in the future. But the course Chelsea are on currently right now, we just can't afford to just have that here. It's just I think
semi-final of the Champions League, second leg, away at the Bernabeu. It's 1-1 on aggregate. Jackson through. Courtois still slips. Jackson to make it 2-1. Injury time. You can see that just happening in him, that touch again, can't you? You can just see it honestly, you can just him slipping.
Bro. You know what's annoying, right? Because last year we got to a final and we got to a semi-final against City that we should have won. If just Jackson, the chances he had, if he just he rounded Ederson and still fucked that one up. Bro.
Yeah, him and Gallagher last season.
The season we had this year, the season we've gone through this year is what we should have done last season, where we make top 4, you win a trophy, and you build the mentality then. But Moraes, Poch.
The thing about Jackson, he much like how we talk about kind of Gusto having a poor season. His season, after basically post Everton has been abysmal. There's no other way to put it. There's no other word you could really put it. Rather that mini patch he had where he scored 3 goals in a week, right? And the goal hit that won us against Everton. His performance has been poor. His shooting has been poor. Everything about him has been poor. He then goes out injured. Still looks poor. Then he has the Newcastle moment, and then he's had a really, 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 really not great time. I'll be honest.
Big up to J Ball. Sorry, I forgot to get to this as well. Big up J Ball TV. for the super chat. Says, so happy United missed out on Delap. A good player, but a striker with 25 career goals is not the answer to United's severe goal scoring issues. Big up. Well, I do disagree in regards to what Surfer said, hit the nail on the head. He's an addition to something. You sign a more senior marksman and then you bring in Delap as well. Because I don't think you're getting someone who's a rotational piece like Delap for that price and at the quality he is. For a backup to someone who can rotate, or even if you want to play a front two, who's played in the Premier League for one season, got 12 goals for a relegated Ipswich side, I look at it and I go, yeah, it's a miss. That's why I'm not disappointed, but I do look at it as a miss. But it's on them to not only find
breaking news just quickly. Bridge Nation was wrong. Bridge Nation was wrong, I'm afraid, because apparently, according to the Telegraph, McGrath has just reported that Chelsea has asked England or the FA to allow Delap to play the club or club.
Said it.
So yeah, breaking news: Delap to play in the Club World Cup and opt out of England's under 21.
You weren't wrong. You weren't wrong with that. That news just hadn't broken, so you weren't wrong.
Bro, it's bro. To sign him and him still to go to the Club World Cup.
No, I have no problem with it. It's just that until this news broke literally 30 seconds ago, the impression was. But no, I totally get it. I'm fine with that. I can. You just signed him. You want him incorporated. You got a summer tournament coming up. You can use it as pre-season as well. So you get him in as soon as possible. He's, and it's an under-20 World Cup. It's under 20s. Who cares? Do you know what I mean? It's
under 20s World Cup.
Yeah, under 20s, under whatever it is. It's not the senior team. It's not the senior team. So you get him in, and you get it done. Now, that's still up to the FA to say yay or nay. Do you know what I mean?
No, but you can withdraw though. It's not if you withdraw.
He can withdraw. It's just I don't. It'd be really saying that people are petty, aren't they? But if he has a good season and he withdraws, has a good season goal scoring wise, but then he's not taken because he did withdraw from an under 20s cup, that would be a bit mad. But
but when you look at England strikers, England don't have besides Kane.
This man chose Henderson and Madueke in his squad. What are we doing?
No, man. See, Tuchel doesn't ball for Madueke, man. Tuchel doesn't ball.
No,
people be hating me though. People hate on Bridge Nation when he says Tuchel out, though, innit? When I was talking about Tuchel Nation,
so you're Tuchel out. You don't rate Tuchel, but Tuchel brings him out of Madueke and he knows ball all of a sudden. Cool. Anyways,
a little bit of ball, not too much.
A little bit of ball. All right, cool. Anyways,
that being said, speaking of English wingers, Ahmed mentioned it earlier. Jadon Sancho, for whatever reason, Ahmed calling Jadon Sancho said that's going to be his last goal in the Chelsea shirt. So clearly, you want Chelsea to send Sancho back to Manchester United. What do you want to happen, Ahmed? Is not what I'm asking. What do you think will happen?
Probably got either. I think right now, I'm surprised. By the way, I just wanted to say this quickly that he's not agreed. A contract agreement with the club yet. I would have thought if he was serious about staying at the club and stuff like that, this stuff would already been like a formality, bro. We wouldn't even need to be hearing about this by now. So this screams to me, there's something else going on. If that makes sense, right? The club is either trying to make a play, or his agent is trying to make a play. If that makes sense, boys. So I still think it's unlikely that he stays at the club, in my personal opinion. Right, because I think the club probably want to put him on like a 90k a week, 80k deal. In my personal opinion, I don't think they're willing to pay 100k a week, considering the way he's played and everything like that. So I don't know if he's going to accept that or not. So we'll see what happens there. And listen, let's hope he doesn't. He doesn't, because that means you can spend some money on some wingers.
And to everyone in the chat, if you lot are dropping breaking news, whether it's United, whether it's Chelsea, whoever, please drop the source with it as well. Don't just say breaking news, such and such is happening. Drop the @ of whoever it is, whether it's a reliable source, whether it's a non-reliable source. Please drop the @ so we have some idea of it, because there's the transfer rumors is crazy. That's why. So please drop the source when you say things. So Ahmed, what are you saying? Do you think the deal do you think he stays or not?
Sancho. Listen, he scammed a lot at Chelsea, but he's not scamming a contract.
So you think he leaves? All right. What are you saying? What are you saying, Prime? Or do you think that? Two questions actually. Do you want him to stay?
I did not like that joke, Flawless, man. I thought that was a good joke, man. I'll be honest. I thought that was.
As long as you thought it was a good joke, that's all that matters, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matters. As long as you thought it was a good joke, that is the key thing, man. Don't worry about it,
I hate you, Flawless, man. I hate you, Flawless, bro.
Why are you saying Ahmed, man? Two things. Sorry, Ahmed. Prime. Do you want him to stay? Do you think he stays?
First of all, don't insult me by comparing that.
Yeah, that was a terrible insult.
Yeah. Second of all, apology accepted. Second of all, Ahmed laughing at his own joke. That's the equivalent of Nkunku celebrating a hat trick in the Conference League. I'm ashamed.
I love it, man. Why not, man? Listen, man, you got to enjoy yourself, man. You got to enjoy your own jokes, man.
Hey, relax. Not flawless gaslighting again. Anyways, Sancho. I've seen people make good points about Sancho in terms of in Europe, like playing in Europe, because the game will be a lot like slower and stuff. It'll be better for him. So having him when we're playing in the Champions League, we've seen him have good games in Europe, whether it be in conference, when he was at Dortmund in the Champions League, both spells. So having him here next season, especially for the European games, like if he agrees to take his wages down, I would be cool with keeping him. However, I still need another winger to come in. I need a top tier winger to come in, especially now that like we're not getting Osimhen. Looks like we're not going to be getting Gyökeres. It could be Ekitike. I need a top winger to come in. I want to. What?
I was gonna say I don't think Gyökeres is that good of a striker. And I'll stand by that point, in my personal opinion.
Oh no, I hear it. Listen, there are red flags about Gyökeres.
Do you think he's better than Osimhen?
I don't think he's better than Osimhen. I think for me, he's a red flag.
You think he's better than Sesko?
I think he's on that level. I'll be honest, he's on that level. Sesko TK, my personal opinion.
I think he's.
So you have the option to pick him or Sesko. Who are you taking?
I was still taking him over Sesko in my personal opinion. Okay, I think he's slightly above him. But in my personal opinion, I don't think Gyökeres is as...
What about that? I'm just trying to gauge where you have... Do you think he's better than Delap?
He's on the same level. I'd say same level.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I don't rate him. Go on.
Do you rate Osimhen?
I promise you... I said Osimhen's better than him. I promise you right now. I promise you right now, yeah, if you put Delap in the Portuguese league right now, he will bag you 30 goals a season, guaranteed.
Yeah,
because and the reason why I say that is Samu, the guy that people were cooking last season that I wanted, I know Prime wanted him too. He scored half the goals that he's done. Oh, come on, listen, get out of your mind out of the gutter, bro. I'm sorry, I'm tired of this nonsense. Yeah, but listen,
Tell him again, Ahmed, man. Tell him again, man.
Gaslighting.
Listen, Samu has scored 19 goals in that league. Thingy has scored 30. Gyökeres has scored 39 goals in that league. Samu last season in a relegation La Liga side scored 9 goals. Right. So for me, I'm just looking at that and I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm looking at
Ahmed.
That's a bit dodgy, bro.
Okay, I heard that about Gyökeres. That's fine. Where do you rate Osimhen, Ahmed?
Yeah, I said I think. Listen, I may not rate him, but I think his game is solid. I can't hate on that.
Yeah, he's talking about Samuel Amradian. Yeah. That's what he's talking about.
That's cool.
He's not Amradian anymore, but he's called something else. But big up to him.
Yeah. But because I've got a dip because I have another stream to get to. With the stuff I just wanted to say something about our winger situation.
Before you do Sancho, so do you want him to stay?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think he stays?
If he can get his wages, if we can get his wages down, yes, I think he will stay.
Yeah.
I think that is a big stumbling block.
Okay.
Do I personally want him to stay? Listen, I'm not like necessarily the biggest fan of our winger set in general. However, I still know that if we had a proper striker instead of Jackson all season, our wingers would look a lot better. If we had like even at the Delap up top all season, or if we had Osimhen up top or whatever, or Gyökeres, people would be saying that Neto is one of the best wingers in the league. Before Sancho joined Chelsea in the summer, people were still saying Sancho is one of the best wingers in the league. even after his bad spell at Man United. Like, so I'm not gonna, regardless of my personal opinion, people still rate those two wingers. It's just they've had bad seasons at Chelsea that it makes it look even worse. And also, we don't have a striker. But if we had a proper striker, with the way we play football and the way we attack, our wingers would look a lot better, and people would rate them more. But regardless of that, whether Sancho stays or goes, we need to bring in a top tier winger. This whole thing with Rodrigo at Real Madrid, apparently he's in talks with Alonso to see what his role is going to be next season. If Rodrigo is available, we need to push all we can to try and sign him and try and get him. If not, Gasperini at Atalanta, he has it's confirmed that he's going to AS Roma. That means that Atalanta team, their quality players might leave. Ademola Lookman for that left wing spot. Those are the only two options I'm accepting. I rate Leao, but he hasn't been at his best the past 2 years, and the way we play, I don't think it's going to be the best suited towards him. He's not like he's more of a goal scoring inside forward. He's not like he's not like the best in terms of being a creator. I know other people don't rate Leao. That's fine. I'm not advocating for him signing. And we're also apparently there's like little links with Nico Williams. No. There's that Final Gittins guy.
No,
with the trajectory we're on, we need someone to come in now. And if we're not signing this big striker, then you've got to get me the big quality winger. You've got to get me a Rodrigo.
You're looking for a marquee, like not marquee. You're looking for a certified somebody, a statement signing in that front three where you go.
So I can because we're off with Cole Palmer, even on his bad days. I can trust.
Not real, man. What is this guy doing?
Sorry,
no, I was just trying to ignore him, but it's fine.
He was snapping his fingers in front of the camera.
I know. No, it's fine. This is what they do in private schools, man. Anyways, with Palmer, even on his bad days, I can trust Palmer. Rodrigo, I can trust him to get goals. I can trust Lookman to get goals. They're of the same like top quality set. That's what I need to come in, because you're not getting me the striker. You got to get me the quality winger. You have to, or else we're just, especially with Esteval coming. I know Chelsea fans are gassed about like next Neymar and stuff. I'm still going to give him 2 years. I don't want pressure to be on him. The pressure should be on Rodrigo to go and perform and Lookman to go and perform, because they've done it before. So that's my thing. But yeah, I'm going to head off.
Blessings Prime every single time. Make sure you lot subscribe to the Clips channel, man. Links in the title. I don't even know which clip we're putting out tomorrow, but yeah, Sarcasm City TV clips, new clips every day. People, you already know. Prime working tirelessly. Big up every single time, Prime. Big up CP in the cut. CP will get to you in a second in regards to the Gyökeres, Oshiman, Delap thing. So, where do you stand with Sancho? Do you want him to stay? Do you think he stays?
I think he stays if he drops his wages. I think you're asking him to drop a lot of money. You know what I mean? So it's could be a short career. He's only 25, going to 26. I think it's down to the wages. We're not going to match what Man United. He's on at Man United. We wouldn't do that. So if he drops his wages, I do think he stays. And with our wide men winger options, the only one that really I'm confused about is Rodrigo for obvious reasons. The others, Nico Williams. It's a joke what he's asking for apparently in wages. I don't think he's worth a quarter of that in the wages, and I think his brother's better than him. So we're going to sign a Williams, rather sign a Naki Williams.
Go get his bro.
Yeah, and Leao's becoming one of those players that are comps for me. He's just a Super Mario version of Madueke at the moment for me. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God!
So,
he did his
no. Surfer said
Super
that
Mario at the start. Super Mario at the start.
That is accurate as fuck. That is not accurate.
I'm just not. And just side note, I give props out. Dembele's actually shown up this season. He's actually unlike the other two comps players that I regularly destroy. But Rodrigo's the only one of a wide player where you sit up and take notice as a Chelsea fan. The others don't really. And Gittins just is it's a project thing. We've already been bringing Esteval in. Why do we want to bring another project winger?
Too young, man.
And we got Quinder coming in next summer from Sporting Lisbon. So why would we want another one that I'm not infused by them more. And if he stays, he stays. I think he's it doesn't take much, but I'd rather see Sancho on the pitch than Madueke at all. Madueke stinks.
I'm sorry, mate. Like, not in the Forest, but we're given 3v1s against Madueke. They didn't even think Sancho was going to do anything.
Bro, Madueke in that final, Madueke did the biggest, widest step overs in that final I've ever seen in my life. They're like the Lukaku, they were that slow as well.
That's fair.
He was like wax on, wax off with his like step overs in that penalty area, and he didn't do fuck all. And again, how many times in that final did we have a break and he just a simple pass from him, and we would have gotten away. I mean, he's just I don't crash it on him that much because we only spent 30 million on him. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like we spent like a big chunk of change on him. Do you know? And I think we could still make a profit on him. But I just think, Sancho, if he lowers his wages, I think will stay. That's but that's up to him to do. And at the end of the day, it's a job. Do you know what I mean? It's, you got to really, you got to look at it and go, where do I go? Because I don't think anyone pays him those wages that Man United do. That's the thing, though. He's got to look at it and go, even if I don't go back to Chelsea, no one's going to pay me the wages I'm on at Manchester United, at any club that I go to, even on a free. I'm not going to get there. Do you know what I mean? He might go, well, I know someone said on the panel 90 or something like that. He might try and go, well, 120, 130, something like that. They might reach a compromise, something like that. Do you know what I mean? And walk on from there. But unless it's Rodrigo, the winger signing to me are just like, it was only.
I don't remember.
Mbuemo. Sorry, Mbuemo. But the problem is Maresca plays with wide wingers, so Mbuemo wouldn't work in this.
Yeah, because Mbuemo likes to drift centrally. Yeah.
We still would be like a grand right now, bro. I'll be honest.
I know, 27. He's on kind of.
Well, I thought he was 29. Was I lying to myself there?
No, you're right. Sorry, 29. My bad. Yeah.
Wait, who's 29?
We
said 29, so who'd be like a grand in that squad?
Yeah. Good to say he's younger than us. But yeah, man, CP, hope you're blessed, man. You wanted to join in regards to, I'm guessing it was the Jokeres, the conversation.
So there's one thing I'm going to agree with Ahmed and one thing I'm going to disagree with. So one thing I'm going to agree with is Sancho, go back to Man United. I've made this joke plenty of times. Man is so scared to shoot. I know he's not going to get a girl pregnant because man is so fucking scared to shoot. And just because he scored one goal, because he decided to finally shoot in the final, is not going to change my opinion. That's the problem with him. He has the technical ability and everything, but he's so scared to shoot, hesitant to shoot. I don't need that. I don't need that at all. I rather at the point just develop Tyreek George to a point, to be honest, at this point. Just because he's free, I don't have to pay stupid wages, and I can develop him to shoot more. With regards to Gyökeres, I've been hearing Ahmed's opinion. So Ahmed, Joey, and everyone's been on this train about Gyökeres. Obviously, Joey's going to have that because he's on the Osimhen hype. But the thing is, I remember hearing these exact same opinions about who, guys? Let's try to guess. Guess the player. Fucking Erling Haaland versus Lukaku. Guys, Haaland's not great in the air, and he's 6'4", still not great in the air. Guys, he plays in a league that doesn't play any defense, and it's transitioned from Dortmund. Same thing as Gyökeres. Guys, he's scoring banger of goals. He has a ridiculous goal ratio in the Bundesliga. Is it going to convert to here? Right? And it's like, it's the Bundesliga, guys. Let's count how many players have failed in the Bundesliga. Timo Werner had X amount of goals in the Bundesliga. Kai Havertz was rated X amount of times. And I'm hearing the exact same thing. The exact same arguments that people had against Erling Haaland are line for line, bar for bar for Victor Gyökeres. And I'm like, are we literally not learning any lessons? We have another guy who's 6'2", Haaland is 6'4". Both not great in the air. Both have the stupidest goal ratios in the past 2 seasons ever. I hope you're.
His goal ratio is crazy. The goal ratio is crazy.
Dude, he has 39 goals in 33 games in the league. And then Ahmed is telling me, well, Samuel Rodion scored 19 goals in that same league. Well, also Jonathan David was second in goal scoring, and Kylian Mbappe was first in the French league. What the fuck does that mean then? Are we calling Kylian Mbappe a fraud when he scored 43 goals in all comps this season? No, right? So we can all have these fallacies and name X amount of player that was second or third place in the league who we don't rate compared to a guy who was a top goal scorer, right? That's the thing. That's my argument. So that's why I disagree about people saying, Ahmed saying he's on the same boat as Sesko. Sesko, who scored 13 goals. If I even Gyökeres we could 1/4 his production, and he's on the same amount of goals as Sesko almost. Gyökeres has,
I think for me,
39 goals.
I get what you're saying, CP, and I hear that maybe you're saying that maybe the Haaland effect could be true of him, right? And I think that's a fair point. I think my only argument again, probably, let me say two actually. One minor one is that I think you would agree with me. I think Bundesliga as a league is a bit more competitive than the Portuguese league. If we're being fair, you know what I mean, a balance, right? I think with Haaland as well, the one thing I would also add maybe contextually with Haaland was that he was doing crazy numbers in RB Salzburg, right? In that season that he started going crazy. He had crazy numbers in Dortmund, right? So I think at least there was like a pattern there, right? I think in my personal opinion.
Yeah, but didn't he have good numbers in the league, in the championship?
He had decent. I think he had
then he got 30. Then he got 29 goals last season in the league, and now he's got 10 more this season while having a manager change.
Yeah, I think. Listen, again, I think that's fair. But I think then if you then look at the history, right, the history of like strikers of recent coming from that league. Now, I think, right, what's his name? I think Darwin Núñez got 30 goals in that league. And he got somewhere. Was it 25? It was either 25 or 30.
25.
Double check now. He scored a lot of goals though. His goal to game ratio for that season was crazy.
Yeah, Gonzalo Ramos was better than that, by the way. I know Gonzalo Ramos was actually better than him the season after that, if I'm not mistaken. But he came in, right? He did better numbers than him. And so if I just look at those
26 goals.
So yeah, he scored 26. I think Gonzalo, you can tell me how much
26 and 28 is impressive.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
That's what I'm saying. So so like, listen, the numbers wise, right? Obviously, this season he scored even more than that, 39. But in general, these numbers, like, was in and around these numbers have been scored slightly less by Gonzalo Ramos and him and Darwin Núñez, right? And those guys haven't obviously turned out to be well. So I think there is a level of
Gonzalo only had 19.
Oh, fair enough. But like in general, there is like a level of hesitancy that is there, which I think is a bit more fair, right? I think, listen, if you made the same argument, I think with my Haaland and Lukaku back in the day, I always wanted Haaland over Lukaku. So
no, I know, I'm not saying you in specific.
No. But I was using myself as an example to like show, like, obviously, I think there's a bit. I think Haaland was just a bit more different because he just had something there that you couldn't deny. I think with like Gyökeres, it's just I have a gut feeling on him, and then I just look at some of the red flags that have happened of recent, and it does look to me like a bit more of a warning.
Then can we say that with Haaland? So before, obviously, Marmoush has planned out well. Before Haaland, we had bought a Timo Werner who had scored 20-something goals in that league, and then that's done shit, right? Same with the Kai Havertz, right? The last good striker that had come out of that league before Erling Haaland was an Aubameyang who joined 2016, right? So we could almost have a similar kind of argument. That's what I'm saying.
I think that's fair. You can take it either way. I'm just taking it to be the class.
He's only with 60 million, and his wages are going to be 200 to 220k. I'm like, that's very reasonable for a guy who, if he gives me half that production, if he gives me half the goals in the league, that's 20 goals in the league. That's 18 goals. That's actually challenging for the league form. Because if he's my main striker and then I have Delap, that gives me a strong basis to challenge for the league. Because we won a league with Drogba scoring 15 goals in this league because we had such good players around him. So that's why I'm like, I get the general idea. If you might think Osimhen is better and more proven, that's fair enough. But when you
I didn't know if people were gonna get Osimhen CP. So
I know. I'm just saying as a general statement. But when you said Sesko and him are in the same bracket, I'm like, one guy is scoring 40, and I'm not even calling all comps, just in the league. He scored 60 in all comps this season.
I think they would be
13.
They would be in the same league in my sense, in the sense of like they have something to prove, right?
But you think Delap goes there and matches work, right?
Yes, I still believe that. I will stand by that point. I still will stand by that point.
Okay, sure, but how much? Because if he mashes work and gets me 20, that's still 19 less than Gyökeres.
I
No,
think
but
he
I
gets
think
a lot of goals there. 40,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think he could get there. I think he could get. I think.
Thanks,
I think.
sorry.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, I know. I get what you mean. But I think that can get there. I think. What's his name? Sammy will get there next season. He'll get to that level ish. It's around about that level as well.
So the
in my
Delap
personal
that you
opinion.
spoke of didn't even barely reach double digit goals in the championship when he played, when Gyökeres had 20 goals in that league.
But if we're being fair to him, Delap, how old is that? How old is that though? If we're being fair to him, right?
Yes, but then we can be fair. And Gyökeres played for Coventry, and one played for Ipswich, who went up.
Yeah, but Gyökeres was also a lot older, had a lot more experience behind him. That's the difference I'd probably add. I think the experience part of it is also us trying to be
yes, but different players, because everything's not linear. Vardy joined us late and became one of the best goal scorers we've had in this league, and he joined at 29, 26. He came into this league then. He blossomed late. There's lots of players who blossom late. That's the thing. So I can't just do a trajectory linear. One of the guys in this comment section said, "Yo, Ansu Fati is like, I feel sorry for his career, and he's in Monaco. He was blossoming in the beginning, but he got injury prone. It's not linear, right?
Of course, it's not linear, but
so then I can't say because of his age, like, and I'm saying we already have Delap. So why don't we now get the older guy who scored 40 goals and the thing is he got better. Last season was crazy in terms of the goal scoring. He somehow topped himself by 10 goals in just the league alone. And he lost his manager, the one who helped him develop the season. He lost him midway and got better numbers while having 3 different managers in the same season, because they had 2 interim managers that flopped until they got one that settled. So he had 4 different managers in one season and got better numbers.
Yeah, but then that's I think that's fair. I think that's fair. But the same argument I can just also make is that he's already got the experience in the league. Manager or no manager, if he's still be able to score those goals, no?
Well, no, because you don't know how the new manager's going to want to play
him, where the setup is, where the positioning is. Everything.
You can't always equate that. Now, we've seen it before, haven't we? It was like, for us, ain't gonna like this, but look what Amarin took over. Look what Amarin took over. The points difference between our clubs, and look at it since then. Do you know what I mean? It's like it doesn't. You think, oh, a new manager. I think Amarin's the first manager that's never had a bounce since he's come in. Apart from like Europa League, it's true. You know what I mean? So,
that's crazy, bro.
But it's like we don't know. Players can react to different managers, or they might say, well, I'm not going to be defined by this manager. Maybe Gyökeres went, I'm not going to be defined by it. Everyone thinks that Amarin made me, and yeah, he helped me, but you know what I mean? If I want to leave here, I've got to make sure I Ahmed always says, put the bags in the fries, isn't it? That's what he says.
Listen, yeah, man. But you know what? I will say
the bag in the fries, man. Put the bag in the fries.
You know what I'll say to you though. You know what I'll say to you, CP. If he comes to the club and I'm proven wrong,
no, I know you're gonna back him. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not
No. What I'm saying is, if he comes to the club and he proves me wrong, I'll be the first guy.
No, I know. I'm not worried about that. I'm just because
I do think though. The problem with buying Delap and saying Etiquette is they're very close in age.
Exactly.
Very close in age.
I agree with that comment. I agree with that too.
That's
but
the problem. That's the problem I have, where it's like, if you buy Gyökeres and Osimhen, you could go, well, let's see in 3 or 4 years what Liam Delap's like. Do you know what I mean? Is he ready then to step up and take over? Where it's like, it's either or. And I know they like to buy young players and they like to grow with each other, but they want them to grow and stuff like that. But I just think now you've got Delap, there's no excuse not to get a Gyökeres or an Osimhen, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that should be it. If you wanted a young striker, get an Etiquette instead of a Delap. Do you know what I mean? And then buy one of the other two. Do you know what I mean? That's what you should have done. But because
people think penalties. Well, he scored 12 penalties in the league this season. So if you take out 12 out of 39, he still has 27 goals. And if we're doing that, then Cole Palmer scored 9 goals for us last season when he scored 22.
Well, if we're doing that,
because that's what
I suppose
PKL
that you're going to take away probably about 50 goals away from Lampard's total, and he's not the top scorer.
Thank you.
in our club's history. You know what I mean?
Messi,
It's like
Ronaldo.
penalties are part of the game. You work to win penalties. So let's not do this whole penalty thing. Penalties are there because if he missed them, you'd be going, well, he's a shit penalty taker. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't win on those ones.
Exactly
like, let's get away from this lazy argument about this non-penalty goals. Who cares, man?
I think it's irregardless of this. Like I think that it's a general agreement. We need that number 2 striker. Just about who we're gonna get, really.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, that's fair enough. Nah, I fully hear what you man are saying in regards to that. It's interesting that everyone is in the market for strikers, and it seems everyone's looking at the same strike. A lot of teams are looking at the same strikers. Go on.
Yeah.
Go on,
Sorry,
Suki.
and apparently, because me and Ahmed are watching the same stream, so I know who you're talking about with Goldbridge, right? So it looks like we're going to be quiet when it comes to strikers for now and go heavily for the left winger. Just because the club is deciding if we're going to sell Jackson for sure or not, and if so, we don't want to get lowballed for the money we want to get for him before we go for another striker. And then it also looks like we're trying to get Branthwaite. Like that's apparently our center back target.
What is it?
Apparently,
Branthwaite?
That's a huge layout. Everyone won about 70 million for him because I think you lot were linked to him in January.
Yes, we was linked to him.
Like,
we got linked to him heavily.
Yeah, and you were quoted like 60, 70 M's or something like that.
But how long did he have in his deal then? That's the question, though. That's the thing.
I'm checking right now. I want to check that.
Yeah, because for me, the other thing is that I think SIFL has been reported heavily that we're like advancing on our
Okay,
deal.
so he has 2 years left
well.
now. So this is his final big year to get the big money.
But they can still with even
Exactly,
2 years,
they can still get the money.
Ask for 70 odd million,
Yeah.
and he's English. It's a quote. It's a tax on that. Premier League, local lad, all that shit. You
Put
know,
the bro in the bag. Put the bro in the transfer free.
Do you know he? I think I read a stat. I might get this wrong. Do you know? I think he finished only with 4 shots on target for his entire time at Everton. Bro, had like 4
Bro,
shots.
what? You know what, man? I actually thought I feel so sorry for him, man. You know what I mean?
But do you know? I saw. I don't know. I think this is just an opinion, but I read. I can't remember who it was. Twitter said. I think he made a suggestion of if you want your careers, offer 30 million plus João Felix to the sport.
Benfica is trying to get João Felix. You know.
I was like, yeah.
Who?
Yes.
Benfica.
True say that's why was he not there earlier? That's why Atletico
he was.
That's where he started.
Yeah. Hey, now it's our chance to fleece them. Let's fleece them. Let's get like 50 million for this guy. That'd be a total.
Not gonna do that. You know that those Chiefs fucks aren't gonna be.
Yeah, cheap bastards.
Honestly, just pay 25 or 30 million. Just get him. Get that. Oh, I can't believe there's defenders in this world just because he has good ball control. Like,
bro, they're comp simps. That's what they're comp simps.
Man. He's 18, man.
They're comp cucks. That's what they are, comp cucks.
Yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy. Yeah. They are those people who do like, yo, do you see this comp? I'm a just stand with Branthwaite actually. Thoughts on that? Because that's news to me.
I'm quite neutral, you know. I need to watch a bit more of him because I haven't been watching that much Everton, but you know, I need to see a bit.
Am I right? He plays right side. Am I right?
No, he's
left-footed.
Oh, is he left?
Yeah, he's left-footed. So you don't think
apparently he can play right. Apparently he can play right.
Oh, he can play right. Okay, that'd be interesting. Left-footed centre back on
the reason is so that Soim Goldberg guy that we had, he's actually really good friends with Begovic, who's been at Everton. So he's saying, at least Begovic has been saying that he's good enough to play on the right as well. So that's because he's like, I can see that. So the partnership could be for next season. Branthwaite Caldwell kind of makes sense. It's a more pacey toss, and if you want to think about it that way in terms of height and aerial ability.
He's very young.
Still young. Yep.
I think losing Gerhier to whoever he's gonna go to he's a massive blow for us.
Is that an area you don't want to improve though, like centre backs, whether it is Tosin or Caldwell, who's been replaced, who would get replaced?
I don't think Caldwell would. I think this is more of a. The fact that we're looking for 2 centre backs is we're looking at that that Hato guy from Ajax as well. I think that just maybe says to me that we might be moving for Fana on.
Yeah, we should. Apparently, the club are furious. Apparently, for Fana
because of his injury. Because I remember, guys, when Maresca got roasted because Fofana came out and said, "Oh, I'll be back. You know, I'm not out for the rest of the season." And what happened? We didn't see Fofana whatsoever. So Maresca was spot on there. So you could hold that. Do you know what I mean? I think Reece James has made more consecutive games this season than Fofana has in all of his Chelsea career. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and I thought Fofana and Cole were starting a pretty good partnership before he got injured, but you can't rely on him. He got injured again. He's out. He's out. Played like 12. He's put 12 games. 12 games in a row is the most he's ever. 12 games consecutively in a row is the most he's ever played for us in 4 years, or 3 seasons. Sorry, 12 games. 12 games.
Sir, we can't sell him. We can't sell him this summer because he's apparently injured until October.
Oh, leave him go. Let him.
Send him on loan, man. Send him on loan, bro. Send him on loan.
Strasbourg, man.
No. Marseille want him, man. Marseille want him. Send him to Marseille, bro.
Yeah, loan him. I don't care where he goes. I think that's what it is because I think Hato would be cover for centre back and left back. So that covers 2 positions.
Yeah, apparently, Vega burned his bridges at the club, by the way.
Yeah, so I've always felt that we need cover. We need cover for Cucurella because we have none.
Yeah, we do, man.
So we definitely need that. But that might be a big layout as well because obviously he's Ajax captain, he's player of the year. So that might be.
I do wonder how much are we going to be spending because like it seems like we're planning to spend a lot of money.
Seeing as we're not in the PSR issues, we got the Champions League money coming in where we're finishing the league. New sponsorship deals are going to be coming in, and the Club World Cup as well. It's a hell of and players going out. It's a shitload of money. So we might be. You know, But the thing is, that's why Rodrigo thing. That's why they're looking at Rodrigo because they can literally go. We can put £90 million down and stuff like that. Because I think they're only going to bring in a few. I think they're only going to bring in a few players.
Because even the Magnon stuff, like, I've been hearing a lot about Magnon to the club, and I'm like, it's going to cost a lot of money, you know, like, as well. Like,
he gets injured a lot though for a goalkeeper.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I personally, you know who I would personally be going for if you are going to go for guys, yeah. But and he only would cost like 35 million, 30 million, that range. So if you are trying to go for these big names that you are claiming about, then you know,
it's probably just for entering the Club World Cup. What's about 50 million or something like that? Just for entering it.
Sorry, Mike Magnon's contract ends next summer, and he's played. Yeah, and the thing is, though, for the last 2 seasons, he's only missed 12 games. Like this season, he's only missed 2 games in the league.
All right. I don't really see any of our aggregators or so-called IT. I've never seen anything so far for linking him. And the most goalkeeping news I saw was like Petrovic might be sold.
Getting sold, yeah.
So and that freaks me out because I don't want Sanchez starting.
Actually, Juan Garcia, that Garcia guy.
I don't know if you heard, but they're now trying to sell the other goalkeeper to I forget his name that was playing for us.
Jorgensen?
Yeah, apparently, yeah. That was from Rob, the RPJ Jameson apparently was saying.
I didn't see that one. Okay.
That's kind of crazy, bro. He should have been here for 12 seasons and he's gone. Like, I thought, and it's like, bro, I could have just told you that for free, man.
Who's that?
What's it called?
Jorgensen, our backup.
Oh yeah, well, no, yeah. I think he'll still have suitors in Spain. So you know what I mean. I still have suitors in Spain. Yeah. Someone will pay 15 million for him or something like that. Someone will do that. You got 5 million for Kepa. He's probably going to go to Bournemouth. They're probably going to.
I'm hearing that he might go. That's not. I saw Arsenal fans wanting him instead of no. I was like, please take him.
Damn. Well, he's going to be better at saving penalties than Raya, so I get that.
Sanchez ended the season on smoke. Might have scammed another.
I actually don't think. Listen, I think statistically he couldn't have because of
we defended so well. Hardly anyone shot against us. That's why.
Yeah, he was so bad statistically that and the number of errors to go and stuff like that.
He's
You
up there.
can't scam
Yeah,
that.
he's up there, not just as a goalkeeper, but there's all other players there. It's not just goalkeepers. He's up there for overall player,
Yeah.
not just goalkeeper. He leads the goalkeeping one by far, but he's up there. He's up there with all other players. He's horrendous, and Jorgensen doesn't fill me with much joy either. But then, like, the Petrovic news came out today, I was like, you know, it's just.
I don't know. I think. Well, based on reports, it looks like we're gonna try to get a left winger before the Club World Cup, or try to. So at least Delap and a left winger before Club World Cup, which I think is decent in terms of good practice. I think personally for the Champions League, because a lot of these teams are Champions League teams, and PSG, Real Madrid, and so forth. So I just think it's a preseason for Champions League teams. So I think it's a good run, because these guys will want to try. At least the clubs will want to try, just because of the amount of money that's on the table.
I understand there's going to be preseasons, but I'm expecting a lot more transfers. How many transfers do you think are going to get done by Club World Cup? Actually, that's a good question to ask, because like I've not asked any Chelsea guys.
Maybe another one. I don't see like a.
Yeah. I just see one or two more tops.
Maybe one. I don't see.
Oh yeah, I remember you mentioned him, Gav. We're speaking obviously because we were talking about centre backs. This Castello is a Lukeba. You I mentioned today he'll be a big target for top clubs this summer. He's basically their left-footed Kanate. Jeez, you don't even like Kanate in regards to profile. That's definitely his. But you like, so it's just Delap currently as like your only sign. Is there anyone else?
No, that's it.
Andre Santos. He's gonna be playing as well. He's a new sign.
Just all rumors. Just
all rumors. Yeah, nothing concrete. It's just all rumors.
Yeah, nothing.
And Kendrick Bryan's ball, man, against Club America, man. I'll be there no matter what.
What ball? What did you say?
Kendrick Bryan's ball, man. Kendrick Bryan's ball.
Oh, Kendrick Pies are the young kid.
Oh, okay. Okay. Kendrick Pies.
Got you.
Can I also be honest, man? Cherokee Nation, man. He's gonna die, man.
Why? What do you mean he's gonna die?
He's about to go to Man City, bro.
I reckon he'll do well there still.
He's gonna
we're gonna lose another one. We're gonna
lose the magician.
Can I be honest with you? I don't see the hype with Cherokee. I just don't see it.
Yes, you're saying that to the biggest Cherokee fan in the fucking world.
I don't see it. I don't see
hold that up, man. Hold that.
I don't see it.
As much as they paid for
I saw him against United. He did okay in the second leg. I didn't think he was much.
Yeah, he was good
in the first leg.
Yeah, he was very, very good.
I mean, this is against a shit United team. Do you know what I mean? So he's going to be playing them at least twice next season. I don't see it. I'm literally like waiting. I remember we were linked to him a couple of years ago because of Alex Goldberg mentioning him in an opinion piece, and our fan base whipped up a transfer rumor out of nowhere. But I'll be glad to be proven wrong. Obviously, it'd be a good deal for City. But I'm like, everyone's going, "Oh, I can't believe Cherokee going to City," and I'm like,
This guy's okay. I think it's anyways, fuck.
So I'm just trying to shut someone up.
I think, but Surfer, I think it's similar to the Delap situation, right? Where it's only 30 million or 36 million, so it's like, low risk, high reward kind of situation where the potential super high if it works out, and he's only 30 million.
No, I'm not talking about the deal itself. I'm talking about the player. I don't see I just don't see it. I don't see it.
I don't see it now. I think I'm not gonna lie. I've seen him a few times. I'm like, yeah. As much as it pains me to agree with Ahmed, I think he's gold. I'm not gonna lie. I think wherever he goes, especially at that price, you're getting a very, very good player.
But isn't he just like a Xavi Simmons? Just flatters, you know.
Oh no, he's better than Xavi Simmons.
No, he's better than.
He's better than Xavi Simmons, Memphis Depay, them lot.
But you know what the issue with him is?
I wouldn't say Xavi Simmons is as bad as Memphis Depay.
No, not as bad, but I'm saying I put them in that.
It's the same thing with
Madueke and what's your boy called at PSG, Ahmed?
Bradley.
Yeah, him. Yeah, all one in the same, man.
Yeah.
By the way, all them.
Respect Barcola, man. Respect Barcola, man.
Let's remember Barcola respects himself.
It's the same thing with City going after Reindeer, whatever the fuck his name is, from Milan. It's like
Reiners. Yeah,
I don't get. I saw him at the Euros for Holland.
Enzo's a cone. He's worse than a cone.
I see him for Milan. He doesn't stand out, and it's a bad Milan team.
I'm gonna be so honest with you. The cone allegations of him, it's gonna be crazy, man. I know that, bro, and I watch that guy regularly, week in, week out, bro. He's a pure cone, no other way to put it.
Yeah, I just don't see it.
And the problem with Turkey is he already has weight issues, and he's like fucking 21. He's having Hazard Madrid weight issues at 21 when Hazard was 29. It's fucking wild.
How do you do that? As you go, you just got to sort out your diet, man. That's easy. It's easy to fix.
Yeah, but he's coming over for Just Eat and delivery services.
Yeah, maybe the food's that good. Maybe the food's that good in Leon that he's like, hey, you know what?
Man. Listen, man. You know what they say about French food, man? French food, man, is different gravy, man. Different gravy, man.
Yeah.
It's actually different sauce.
I get it.
It's not gravy.
Food could be so shit in England. He's gonna be skinny as fuck anyways. I get it.
All I'm saying is that maybe the pomme de frites slap over there in France. That's what that is. Maybe it's different. Them frogs legs be hitting. Who knows, man?
But what is this over here? You have the Whopper?
Yeah,
double Whopper.
Oh my god, me through my eye drop one second.
You have a bag of onion rings.
Who's the girl in his picture? You lot know.
That's the nurse that gave him the eye drops the other day.
Who's that? Like that looks like he's at like a show or something. The way he's taking it.
Is that a snow bunny?
He's gonna ask. Yeah, who is it in the picture? I won't be saying nothing too wild because it could be a family member or something like that. So before I get what I'm saying, I say too much. I genuinely want to know. And for those that are new here and are like, yo, it's Sarcasm City TV, always like this, like, is it crazy? You man always just running jokes at random points. Yes. No matter what stream is on, whether it's United, Chelsea, or whatever live streams on the channel.
Or especially the playback. If you heard about
BTEC, over on the playback.
You heard about BTEC Amran, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
BTEC Amran. That got you.
That is hilarious. This guy called Sheik BTEC Amran. I was dying, yo. I was dying. What was it over? Why did you say initially? I can't remember the joke, but the setup was hilarious too. Shout out to my guy Sheik.
It was because like some of them flopping or like going from high heights to like lowering themselves. I'm like, yeah, kind of like Amran.
The Sacramento Kings, yeah. It was the Kings, wasn't it? It was the Kings. Yeah. It was the Kings.
But Plus, tell me about. Congrats to you guys, man. You guys beat Hong Kong today, man. Big up, man.
I you know what? So I didn't get all the jokes in the chat about you lot lost to such and such. Is like I didn't even know we was playing until someone told me.
I don't know.
The back again was like, oh yeah, United 1-0 down. I was like, what? And it was like, yeah, United are playing, and obviously we ended up winning. I think 3-1. I think Cheeto got a brace on and scored.
Hong Kong, yeah.
Who cares? Get these lot gone, man. That's where I'm at. Like, that's where I'm at. I'll talk about it more in the United Arsenal show after this. But in regards to it, Sancho, as much as I'm a fan, get that 25 M's for him. Anthony, get the bread for him. Rashford, get the bread for him. Malafia's out alone, get bread for him. Yo, get rid of everybody, man. Sorry, go on. What are you saying?
Yeah, who's that woman in the picture? You're mute.
You could have just waited until you was that.
You could have just waited till all that had happened.
You want to see us see him in pain. Yo, Ahmed, you can still talk though. Who's the female in your picture?
Yeah, who's the female in your AVI?
Oh, this is the wrestler. It's the wrestler. You know when on the wrestling.
Yes, I knew that. You know what I'm saying? I told you he's taking a picture. Like, oh, can I get a picture with you? What event was you at?
Is that Rev Pro?
No, that was at the Progress one. I'm going to Rev Pro actually on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
What, she off like your favorite female wrestler or something?
She's one of the best, yeah, man, in the UK scene.
Cool. Nah, I'm asking. Yeah. First,
big up to her, man.
I knew it was like Samuels. I thought it was the nurse who put in your eye drops. That's what I said.
I can't lie to you, man. These eye drops, man. I can't lie to you, man. Woo, you know what I mean?
You'll be all right. Yo, I've been chow your channel, man.
Hang on, sorry. Did you actually take those eye drops in the eye? Did you swallow half the bottle? Because since you had the eye drops, you've just been mad. You know what I mean? You're being mental.
This guy's crazy.
Listen, it's a steroid an hour, man. Getting steroids every hour, man. You know what I mean? It hits different, man.
Good God, man.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Mudrik Nation, I see you, man. Mudrik Nation.
That's about. I'm better than Mudrik, man. You know what I mean?
The Somali soldier, man. Like the Ukrainian.
The Somali soldier. Nah, God. Okay, but on a serious note, obviously, we can find me on the Bridge Nation. Obviously, it's transfer season, prime time. You can always find me making a video for you guys on transfers. Obviously, not today because there's not been that much to speak about. But you know how it's going to be with Chelsea. Saturday, Sunday, there might be little things here and there that come out. And I'll do streaming it, of course. So make sure to tune in.
There you go, people. Bridge 258, Bridge Nation, all that links underneath in the description for Ahmed's channel on the featured channel page as well. One of the mods be kind enough to drop Ahmed's channel in the comment section as well. And big up to you lot. We did go over 100 likes. So big up, like check 1212. We did get over 100 likes. If you're new here, big up to all of you, like everyone who came over from the Gavs Goes In channel as well. Shout out to Gav. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on the channel right here, Sarcasm City TV. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to the Clips channel. The link is in the title, Sarcasm City TV Clips, where we upload a new clip every single day. And CP mentioned it as well. The Sarcasm City TV playback. Not only do you get Premier League watch-alongs over there when the season returns, Champions League final will be over there. So Champions League watch-alongs, Europa League watch-alongs over there. NBA. We do more than just football here. You get NBA content, boxing, UFC, Formula One, gaming content all over on there with the gaming content. You get Pro Clubs, the AFC 25, GTA. Definitely going to start Mario Kart this summer as well. Plus more. So just keep a lookout, people. Keep a lookout as well. Big up to Gav. Make sure you subscribe to my guy, Gav. Hey, man. And big up to Sham as well. And again, the Bridge Nation is right there, but the content is not stopping, people. We will be redirecting straight over to the United Arsenal show. We're going to be redirecting over there, so we'll be talking more on Manchester United than I did on it, even though I did talk some, but more so Arsenal, Benjamin Sesko. That's what we're going to be doing.
We're going to be tuning in for sure.
Unfortunately, Dunsey can't make it, but TJ will be there and Tony will be there as well.
Hey, man, that's we got the main event right there, man. That's the main event.
Yeah, it's going to be good, right? It is. But yeah, man, make sure, again, the Bridge Nation, Ahmed, make sure you subscribe to his channel. Seth, anything you want to add before we close out?
No, just Champions League final, obviously, tomorrow. Should be a very interesting game. You know what I mean? One side needs to win it because they bottled their league, and one side needs to win it to justify them existing, in my opinion, in Europe. Do you know what I mean? PSG, do you know what I mean? Because they're just the big, without that, they're just nothing. So should be a very, very, very interesting game tomorrow. Looking forward to it. It's nice. Flawless, I'm sure you agree with me. It'd be nice to watch a football game when none of our teams have anything riding on it whatsoever, and we can just enjoy the 90 minutes, all that. So tune in, put your notifications on for playback as well, because there's notifications on for playback as well. So turn it on, probably like just before kickoff. It's 8 p.m. UK time over here. So we'll be there. I'm sure all the casted characters will turn up like a Royal Rumble sometime during the stream. So it'll be
absolutely,
it'll be good, man. Yeah, but enjoy it. We'll be, I don't know what the schedule's gonna be like for these shows over the summer, but it's So
the schedules, people, obviously the United Chelsea show, United Spurs show is normally on the Fridays as well. But when big transfer news breaks with any of the big six, I'll either go live that night or the day after. So for instance, the Delap news happened. It's like, all right, we're gonna go live. Sesko news happened. Deal happened yesterday. Well, news in regards to Arsenal, having talks with him. So I was like, we'll go live the following day. So keep a lookout. So Friday, 9 p.m. UK time. The Bruno Fernandes situation. So that's going to be a constant. But yeah, Fridays, 9 p.m. UK time, you get this show, people. Every Friday, 9 p.m. UK time, United Chelsea, you will get the show. You may get it, like Surfer said, over the summer. You may get a show at a different time, different day, because if some big news breaks with Chelsea, let's say they go get Gyökeres, or they go get Osimhen. Same with United. Say we get Gyökeres or Osimhen or whoever the case may be. But yeah, you mentioned it already, people. Playback. Make sure you get over there. You see it on the screen. www.playback.tv/sarcasmctv, or just download the app for free, people. You download the app for free. Sign up for free. And the same way you watch and comment on YouTube is the exact same on the Playback. And one more thing as well. This show and all the other shows you see on the YouTube channel are available on all audio platforms. So Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud. You can listen to this show in audio only. Maybe you don't want to see our faces, man. Maybe you don't want to see Ahmed, putting his eye drops in. Maybe that's not on your agenda for the day, people. You just want to hear our voices, or maybe you don't want YouTube using up all your data, or maybe you're having a walk, or you're running, or you're cooking, or you're cleaning, or you're at work. Whatever the case may be. Spotify, if you use it, type in Sarcasm City TV, follow us, and 5-star us. Same with iTunes, Apple Podcast, or wherever you listen to podcasts. But yeah, CP, anything you want to add?
No, I just hope that Inter win, because I'm a big Inzaghi fan. So It would cement his legacy, and it would be Champions League number 3 for them. So be with the big boys, slowly climbing up.
Let's make PSG win, just because
Yeah,
there'll be another club that didn't win.
Yeah,
Another
okay.
club that wins Europe other than Arsenal.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
that'll be
and I hope the person to the left of me, with the eye drops, I hope all his takes are trash. This man is the most super nerd I've ever seen in my life. Man had in one picture I saw a sonic screwdriver, an Assassin's Creed hidden blade, a fucking samurai sword. Man, this guy.
I can't bag on him. Look what's over my shoulder. I can't bag on him.
I know.
Listen,
I
man.
know.
Look at that, man. The Infinity Gauntlet, baby.
Can't bag on him. Yeah,
Infinity Gauntlet's hurting, man.
I can't bag on him for that.
See
Sorry,
that, people? Like Sarcasm City TV, you can be yourself, man. We all nerds to an extent, so we move. But big up, love to everyone that's locked in. Don't go anywhere.
That's what I mean.
We're literally redirecting over to the United Arsenal show, people. And you are the Egypts. And this has been the Manchester United Chelsea podcast. Mandem United pod meets the Ballers at the Bridge podcast, live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Literally see you lot in 2 to 3 minutes on the United Arsenal show. It'll redirect straight over. Big up. Salute.
Big up.
Let's go.